Man, I know you guys are like, what is up with this dude and these impromptu live sessions? Well, let me tell you this. I had to share this because it's something that I'm like, damn, I remember this from college. And, anyway, I think it's a dope practice idea and it's not what you think. It actually has something to do with your breath. And yes, your breath. Not your breath when you ain't brush your teeth, but your breath. I can't play the track because the track is not released yet. It's by an artist here in New Orleans that's hella dope. But let me show you real quick. There's a little lick in the tune. And a couple of challenges that I have had to face in this are one, the octaves, right? The limited octaves on the synth bass, and also my technical facility on it. So here's the changes are that's the simple part, right? Then there's that part. And I was struggling with that. And here's the part where I'm going to show you about the breath. Here's the line. In a perfect world, I would continue that on, right? But I don't have that. So these three fingers, coordinating them and bringing up to speed was challenging. And then I remembered that. You hear that? And when I added that breath, I was like, "Oh shit. That's that's the secret weapon. Is connecting my being, my body. I'm not trying to sound all deep here, but connecting that with my breath to learn this fast passage and get my coordination together. So I'm just sharing that right there. If you could have heard me before I added the breath into that passage, it was not coming together. And also, I know you're watching. I know you see this outline on the screen. I haven't put it in there yet, but I am putting some bass synth content together that I'm really, really proud of. It's all coming together real dope. I have I have a pack of sounds, the main sounds that I use. I also have a setup guide. As a matter of fact, why don't I just put that? I'm gonna put this in the chat box right now. So if you're interested in that, the free the setup guide for the Keybase setup guide is free. It is free. The top sounds that I use are $10. I think well worth it. But yeah. So if you check the chat, you can get those resources. I really want to play a little bit of. Man, I hope you don't. You know what? I'm gonna play just a tiny bit of it because the release is coming up. So, Chris, don't be mad at me, bro. Okay. So the tip is to breathe. The tip is to find, if you have a passage that's tricky, don't hold your breath. Let it go. And that just got me over the edge for this little piece that I was working on that was giving me trouble. And I just wanted to hop on live real quick and share that. The trick is to breathe. So I'm going to go to this video on YouTube and also pin these resources in the comments for you. If you are a bass player, matter of fact, while we're here and I'm on live, I got a few minutes, and you're watching, I do see people watching, a couple of things. Let me know where you're watching from. Also, let me know if synth bass is something that you currently have in your arsenal. If so, what are you using or thinking about using? Let me know. Let me know in the comments down there. I guess I need to go to my channel and see the video that is live now to put this in the comments, but yeah, this is a super simple, it's a very, very simple idea of connecting your breath to a passage, but it's hell of effective. I think I might be using up a ton of bandwidth at the moment, so things are locking up. No synth exploration yet, man. I'm telling you, it is really cool. And also your marketability goes up. If you're out working or trying to work or whatever, it will definitely go up when you add synth bass. Think about back in the days when you think about people who played upright bass, and then the electric bass came in, and they needed to add electric bass into their bag, and then the 5-string bass came in vogue. And so it's pretty hard to play a lot of stuff without incorporating synth bass nowadays. In some ways, I mean, you can fake it you can certainly fake it out with your pedals, but you don't get like the same thing. You know what I mean? My hands aren't working this morning. So, yeah, for those just joining, once again, the practice tip was connecting your breath to, and this would work. This was something that I got out of, upright lessons when I was in college. Certain passages that were tricky, my teacher would, be like, just breathe, connect what you're doing with your breath. And that makes sense, right? I mean, when you think about it, the instrument should be a part of us. Are you a keyboard player? No. I am not a keyboard player at all. I'm a bass player. In the course that I'm currently filming and putting together, man, I'm really really proud of it. I make it very clear that I am a bass player. I am familiar with the keyboard, right? But I'm a bass player. I think one of the best things bass players can do is get familiar with the keyboard. That's a great question, Professor Music. Um, you seem so comfy with these passages. Man, I didn't start that way. You know, I didn't. I certainly didn't. I certainly didn't start that way. I just again connecting, right, and then when I was in school, particularly, we had to take piano classes, you know, kind of just as a part of our curriculum. Bartek, I don't know it. Once I learn it, I'll do it. Um, I will tell you one of the lessons that I filmed today. Let me open up a groove here. One of the lessons that I filmed today deals specifically with black keys. Um, you know, we kind of start off dealing with the white keys in the course, and then you know, different minor modes. Particularly looking at funk music, G funk, the '80s style funk. Um, but hold on, I promise you guys, I'm like doing something that kind of makes sense. I'm opening up a drum groove on Logic, so we can add some context up in this joint. Hold on a second. Thanks for reminding me about "Jump to It" by Aretha Franklin. That's a dope cut. Oh, there we go. Wait a minute. I gotta read this comment from Tiny. I gotta read this comment from Tiny. I play keys too. In fact, been playing keys way before bass. What is your approach to synth bass? Think like a bass player on keys? Man, that is such a fantastic question. My approach, first off, it's so far. I'll say far, so far. Bartek, thank you so much. Um, so far, I just think about it as a bass player. You know, I think about like rhythms, different things that I would do on bass. Since this is a mono synth, you know, I'm not playing chords necessarily. I'm still I'm still playing like those single line things. So I'm thinking like a bass player. And that may, yeah, I'm still thinking like a bass player. That's a great question. I'm thinking like a bass player. I was in youth, trained on piano to play for at least, then went on to bass in ninth grade. No bass lessons ever, but I would diddle on. You know, listen. I was pretty much the same way. I was the same way, but I think one of the best things a bass player could do is, or any musician could do, is at least become, you know, familiar with this landscape of the keyboard, you know. And also, quite honestly, I say this with bass as well. Why would anybody get an instrument and not say, "Ooh, I want to learn this"? Why would anybody get an instrument and not say, you know, I'm gonna learn all my scales and all that stuff before they do anything else? We don't even learn how to talk like that. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know, I'm a fan of, hey, I know this, you know, this song has this bass line or whatever, and then, you know, reverse engineer it later on. Tiny says, as a keyboardist, all I see is 1.5 octaves and automatically see chords. I don't even see solo possibilities. Yeah, I feel that. I mean, now listen, Professor Future, from a um you asked about you asked about somebody asked about thinking about like as a bass player or keyboard player. I'm still like, I want to be able to visualize, and this is what, you know, to what Tiny said. I want to be able to visualize certain patterns on this in the same way that I visualize them on my neck. I need to adjust the range on there. And also, just so you guys know, like some people have asked about sounds, I only keep about 4 sounds in this. That's an initialized patch. I keep about 4 or 5 sounds in here because the Novation doesn't have like a pretty way to like flip through sounds on the fly. You know what I mean? So just went back to that line that I was working on to see if I could do it there. Anyway, guys, I gotta roll. I gotta get this day started. I've been sitting in front of this thing real quick, but man, I appreciate the comments and the questions and all of that stuff, man. Good to see you, Tiny. Always good to see you in the building. Always good to see you in the building. Man, be looking for me to be all the stuff you see here, synth bass for bass players. Listen, I'm going to be talking about it quite a bit over the next few weeks and giving you guys some information about that. But in a few minutes, once I log off here, look down in the comments for some links if you want to cop some sounds. I think I just put them in the chat. They should be able to. You should be able to see them in the chat box. But if you want to check out what sounds I use and also get a free setup guide, there is a free Keybase startup guide. So if you're like back in the building, you know what I mean? Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Doc. Appreciate you. Anyway, I'm going to catch y'all, man. Look for a video coming out tomorrow. Of course, the live stream. I'm talking to Tony Providence on the live stream on Wednesday night, 7 p.m. CST. Tony Providence, my drummer homie out in the Bay. And, yeah. All right. As always, y'all. Peace, two fingers. Y'all enjoy the rest of your Sunday. All right.